All right, this should be a relatively short video. You're going to do worksheet aid 6, number 2. 1 and 2 are like example 1. 5 is like example 8. 6 is like example 12. The others in section 8 are new, and we will continue with those examples. So we're going to work with example 6 first. Problems 3 and 8, we'll use this example. Notice when I look at this problem, we're now going to have an integer, so we have to make sure the denominator's over 1. We have subtract, and so we need to write that as plus and negative. So I've done that. Also, note the first thing I did was check out that the domain is x can't be 0 or 2. So now I've got to find the lowest common denominator, which is x times x minus 2, and we play what's missing. 1 needs both x and x minus 2. The binomial needs the monomial. The monomial needs the binomial. So I distributed and got x squared minus 2x minus 4x. I negated the 5x minus 10, and I ended up with x squared minus 11x plus 10 equals 0. Factoring. The factors of 10, 1, and 10 add and give us 11. So x minus 1 and x minus 10. X equals 1 and 10 seem to be the solutions. And since they're in the domain, these are the only two that aren't. I select both of them as solutions. Problem 4 is like example 9. Notice we've got to reverse the denominator, so negate, negate. So negative 5 over x minus 5. Again, I have to make sure I have a 1 in the denominator. Again, subtract turns into plus, the opposite. My domain says only x cannot be 5. My LCD, lowest common denominator, is x minus 5, so I play what's missing. The x minus 5 just needs 1. 1 needs x minus 5. X minus 5 needs 1. So I multiply and I end up with all real numbers. But note, the domain said we can't have 5. So that means that my solution is x is not 5. Or if you like, you can say x is less than 5 or x is greater than 5. But 5 itself is an extraneous, illegal solution. The last problem is number 7 is going to be like example 8. And in number 11, again, note we have to reverse, so I have to negate the bottom and negate the top. Everything else is okay. I have to factor, and what a shock. It's the product of the two denominators again, as almost every one of these has been. So we play what's missing. X minus 2 is missing x plus 3. X plus 3 is missing x minus 2. I forgot to put a 1 over there. It's missing nothing. So I distributed and got negative x squared minus 3x minus 3x minus 9 and 2x squared minus 4x minus x plus 2. Normally I would bring the rest of the stuff over, but that is a lot of junk. So combining, I got x squared minus 11x minus 7. Then I negated the 5 and the negative 2x and ended up with x squared plus x minus 12. I factored x plus 4, x minus 3. My solutions were negative 4 and 3. I check out my domain. It's okay because that's a positive 3, so they're both solutions. Had it been a negative 3, then only the x equals negative 4 would have worked, and that could happen on your sheet. Tomorrow we're going to start something called interval notation. Be patient. It's not that hard for what you have to do, and we're going to have several sheets on it also before we move to rational inequalities.